So coming right into this, pretty big thing to look out for being an invader versus someone normal, or someone, not someone normal, why did I say that? Someone who's normal to this region.
Yeah.
Someone you would expect to
A
see.
regular.
However, yeah, a regular, thank you.
That was the word we
Not
were
the
looking
word I was looking for. Thank you.
A normal.
LostVayne, I do know that LostVayne is not an unheard of player to places such as Fusion, but this is going to be one of the first times I've seen him in a little bit.
Yeah, it's like you sound like MPG former day NJ, because like whereas MPG, yeah, he's a Delaware player, is pretty good. He mainly goes to PA, whereas LostVayne has been making the long trek all the way up to the great Garden State. Going into it, we're gonna see how. I wonder if he's just been mainly just playing Ganon. I want to like really pick his brain to see if he actually went Ganon versus Justin, or if he did go the Donkey Kongo.
I mean, it really is his main. I will have to check later in order to see if there was any character data reported. But he is opting to go Ganon into this cloud, and you really do need to pick the character with which you are most comfortable, even for a particularly bad matchup such as this one, just because a whole lot of Monk's movements are going to be way slower than anything that LostVayne is able to get. As you can see here, LostVayne already having limit online and not a lot of damage here as Monk is stuck in disadvantage, trying to recover at the ledge, going to try to stall out his timing as he jumps back in, and then going to jump around, utilizing his different options in order to try to kick away from the blade beam here. Coming back to the ledge, and then LostVayne just sort of seems to be jumping around him. He seems to know exactly what kind of spacing it is that Monk is wanting, but not able to really get a whole lot of punishes off of it yet.
Yeah, the utilization of Cloud's high movement stats, as well as his very favorable frame data despite being a sword character, and that's also probably the reason why he opted off the Sephiroth to Cloud. Is you don't really need a full screen versus Ganon. It's like sometimes you almost just want to kind of keep pace with him and just slightly outspace him. Just, have the edge everywhere, so he always feels like he's one fist too short.
Yep. And then absolutely just waiting for a lot of these punishes here. LostVayne able to utilize his patience as best he can, rolling away and then trying to go for the blade beam. Coming back in with the air dodge, going to send LostVayne all the way to the other side of the stage. Monk here has the advantage, although he's going to be sent all the way to the other side of the stage and actually able to come in and take that stock from LostVayne.
Yeah, great adaptation coming out from Monk, because a lot of times LostVayne has been doing those drop downs, like the, I call it like the MPLA trap, or run off, jump back up. Run off, jump back on, and it worked a lot for that first stock to first stock, and even for most of the second stock, where it just he'll run off and then back air, or just try to force an immediate ledge option. But that's the thing, is if they read that and just throw out their own button while you're not covering yourself or anything, that's where your stocks could end up being taken.
Yeah, good utilization of the up B from off stage in order to come back and even deal some damage here to Monk. And it seems as though LostVayne is just going to continue to pile on some of that damage, going for the Nair underneath the platform, trying to get the fair as well, going for the Nair yet again as he is sent off stage, trying to get a little bit of the cross slash going, but actually going to be sent way off stage thanks to Monk and losing yet another stock here.
Yeah, that's the thing, is Monk, despite, starting to get starting to claw their way back, they keep over committing on their 45-degree angle approaches, and it's just, again, as I've seen earlier, Cloud, is that the character's just so primed and ready to cover. It's only really side to side that it doesn't love people approaching from, but any vertical recovery, he just got to catch it.
Yeah, wonderful for LostVayne in order to punish that special, just opting to go and just really take that from Monk. As you said earlier, a lot of Monk's options are way slower than LostVayne's, however, he really misjudged the spacing there and then wasn't able to get it, as LostVayne didn't actually need to move anywhere in order to avoid that punish and was able to go for one himself, you see?
Yeah, the LostVayne is just coming straight out, catching him with the overzealous dash attack. Yeah, I blinked on with it. But speaking of throwing out moves right now, this up B doing a crazy job at that's another thing where it's such a slept on in terms of an air to air anti-air. We see it a lot from Clouds, but it's not something like it's like intrinsically known. It's like everybody knows that it's a good like anti-air, but like nobody actually like says like, oh yeah, this is like really good at catching people trying to jump in, like even just without hitting your shield.
For sure. LostVayne going to opt to send Monk off stage, trying to go for the aerials and not getting the tech there. Unfortunately, going to lose that stock pretty quickly to Monk now. Although he has a pretty good amount of damage on him, Monk able to draw first blood of the game is going to be really important for him.
Yep.
Up.
LostVayne, another thing that he has really been getting, especially in those scenarios, is he loves with his movement, just like doing these neutral jumps and not committing to a button to try to get you to play into it. You know, he got the stock of the up smash, but a lot of times he'll you know, utilize his cross slash, he'll utilize like a back air, or even just sometimes just straight to grab you, like any way you can to continue racking up percent.
For sure, actually going to be putting a whole lot of pressure on LostVayne's shields now. Going to come in with the up B and not going to get punished for it, but actually going for the spot dodge and not the shield, because knowing that his shield would have been broken immediately. Going to punish these movements here from Monk. However, Monk able to go way to the other side of the stage. LostVayne still able to recover and opting to go for the upper platform now in order to try to wait out a movement rather from LostVayne. LostVayne going to get sent off stage yet again, air dodging back in to recover, and then able to avoid the Warlock Fist and go for a punish of his own, taking yet another stock.
Yeah, that was most likely what seemed to be the case. Is he was probably thinking of doing a run off side B, so that way you can either try to kidnap him or just get straight to ledge. Like, you know, you're in the corner, you might as well just reset the ledge. It's about an equal footing, especially for kind of like Ganon doesn't crazy offstage potential, but ends up getting parted away by the up B. Anyways, LostVayne just overly dominant in his positioning, and you know, something I wanted to touch upon is that Monk didn't really quite do like a delayed dash shield or dash and then try to, you know, catch LostVayne in his bluffed movement.
I really do think that would have been so advantageous for Monk, because it would have interrupted a whole lot of LostVayne punishes that you saw earlier. I really think that if Monk had done some more with regards to his shielding or being able to try to throw off more movements from LostVayne, I really do think that this game could have gone a bit differently. Unfortunately, thankfully for Monk, he was able to get a whole lot of punishes when it mattered, but it seemed to be that LostVayne was really the one who was catching Monk in disadvantage a whole lot. It seemed like some of Monk's placement in which he got into a bad situation seemed due to maybe less character knowledge as well as placement. Like you saw with the dash attack that he went for earlier, you know, LostVayne didn't need to move at all in order to avoid that. He just went straight for the up smash, knowing that that was exactly what Monk was going to be doing. And because his dash attack just wasn't close enough in order to approach him, LostVayne was able to get a really quick stock there.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, is like you have to like really, especially Cloud as a character, where it's like the little startup he does have, it's so important to catch. Like, you know, even for like slower characters and that, you know, have a bad matchup, there's still ways that like you'll at least have like one button where it's, you know, you can press it after he presses, and as long as there's, you know, enough of a time, your move will still come out first. Like, you know, Nair was a big thing. We saw like a triple Nair earlier in the set. Up air is you know, another big button, because even if you trade out, most of the time up air just sends like completely like horizontal, and bears more often than not will spike because it's a very forgiving spike. So you're getting sent practically nowhere. Whereas he is now has to play a ledge trap. So worst case, you know, you just run to ledge and shield and try to try to Twister. But I think we might be going into a Bubba break. So stay the frick tuned. We're gonna give our nice throats a little bit of a rest and grab some water. I've been Hunk. You can follow me at Real Life Hunk, everyone's favorite potato plucker, Pikmin plucker. I am Irish, so I'm allowed to say potato plucker.
Oh my god. Okay. Going into this break here, make sure to stay tuned on the Collision stream. We will be back with Fusion very soon. Take care.
Oh, ads. All right.
Oh yeah, ads.
Almost forgot. Let's Hello, party people. Have a bunch of qualifiers all ready and set for you. I'm Hunk, joined by the illustrious Pearl. I hope everybody's doing well. Staying tuned. Excited for some of these matches. We got